Okay, right. At Caitlin Birney, I think, has asked how many calories shall you have when you're trying to lose weight? Is 1200 too much? This is a really hard question to answer without knowing, so it depends how much you're doing. Like, are you going to the gym? Are you really hectic in life? Are you, how tall you are, how much weight you want to lose, da, 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 da. The big question is where you're getting your calories from. So 1200 calories could be a bar of chocolate and a bag of crisps and a biscuit. That could be 1200 calories. It could be a McDonald's. It could be from loads and loads and loads of fruit and fresh veg and whole grains. So it depends where you're getting it from. The rule with weight loss is that you need to make it doable. And if you are doing 1200 calories, I don't think is very much. For me, it wouldn't be enough. I would absolutely, my head would blow off because I'd be starving, hungry, and I'd be miserable. So that's the thing, is that you have to take your time to lose weight. Make sure you're doing it where you're not completely miserable. Life is far too short. Make sure you're getting your calories from the right place, because otherwise you're going to end up with blood sugar issues. You won't sleep properly. You will be an absolute nightmare. So that's just things to think about. Think about if you're going to the gym, you're going to need, just make it doable, I think. Otherwise you won't do it and you will swing absolutely the other way. Okay. At Alice Wood, what would be your best recipe to combat a vitamin D deficiency, bringing aches and pains? At Alice Wood, if you have got aches and pains and you know it's from a vitamin D deficiency, you really, really need to see a doctor. If you're deficient in vitamin D, really the only way to treat it is to supplement or go on holiday to Jamaica. But really, if you're at the point where you're that deficient, then you need to supplement. Most people in this country need to supplement now, whether they're really healthy, not really healthy, but because of the strength of the sun and because the amount of time we're out of the strength, we haven't got sun strong enough to create vitamin D in our skin. Most people in Britain need to supplement. And if you're, anywhere that it's not particularly sunny, because we're not all allowed to live in sunny places, you really need to think about supplementing. But really, if you're unwell, then please go and get some help. At IVG007, if your bowels are upset for no apparent reason and don't agree with any fruit or veg, what would be a way to still get the important nutrients without getting ill? So the crucial part of this question for me is not how you get your fruit and veg vitamins, is why your bowels are not accepting them, why you're having such a tough time digesting. That's what you need to be worried about. That's what you need to go and have a look at. And I suggest you go and speak to a healthcare professional about this. But from the very start, things like you need to have a look at probiotics, what the gut flora is doing, inflammation. Of course, if you are finding it very difficult to tolerate and you're worried about your nutrient intake, which is fair enough, and your absorption, take a multivitamin for now, but really go and get your gut sorted out so that it starts to absorb, because it's not right that it shouldn't be. You should be struggling so much with fruit and veg. Okay. At KHO Grady, any ideas on sugar cravings? I've been off vitamin tablets that cost a fortune. I think maybe she's fed up with spending that much money on vitamin tablets. Okay, sugar cravings. It depends what's causing them. So the go-to supplements for sugar cravings are chromium, because chromium really helps your body to balance its sugar levels, and cinnamon is really not expensive, and you can have it in tea or porridge, and it's really good for helping your back. It really sort of balances out your body energy level, your sugar levels. But also make sure that you're using slow burning carbs, so porridge, whole grains, sweet potato. You're not eating sugary snacks, because that's just going to make it worse. But the other thing is, I just was thinking, maybe, have you ever thought about, if you've got other symptoms, candida can cause huge sugar cravings that are overwhelming, and that is, the candida is craving the sugar, not you, but of course you don't necessarily know that. So you can, but candida can be treated with something called Saccharomyces boulardii. Stir off sugar for 3 weeks and take that, and it should sort of help. But you need to go and check with somebody if that is the case. Okay, and then we've got at Janie Fulcher. Hi, there seems to be a trend of giving up dairy. If I cut down, where should I get a good supply of calcium, as I am 64 years old? Okay, so the thing about calcium in dairy is that actually a lot of the time it's quite hard for us to absorb. So sometimes, even though it's got a lot of calcium in it, we can't get it into our bodies. So it's not the end of the world if you're trying to leave dairy out of your diet for now. You can also try things like goat milk, sheep milk, goat cheese, sheep cheese. They're not, the proteins in those animal, in the goat and sheep dairy is not as inflammatory as cows. So you could try those. But also things like greens, broccoli, almonds, our little superfood almonds. They all have really good, very bioavailable forms of calcium in them. So you could try those. Oh, sardines and eggs, those are the other ones I wrote down. So yeah, so try those and see how you get on.